Hi guys, and welcome to today's tutorial. In today's tutorial we're going to look at settlements, and we're going to look at a case study which is Navan, and we're going to look at how sometimes towns or cities they change their functions over time. And Navan is a good case study because it actually changed its functions a number of times, and I'll show you them now in this tutorial. So the case study for a settlement that has changed its function over time is going to be Navan, and I'm going to show you how it's changed its function over time. So, how did Navan change its function over time? Well, first of all, it used to be, its main function was ecclesiastical. So its main function back in the past was very much ecclesiastical. And the reason why it was an ecclesiastical function in the past was because of its existence and establishment of monasteries. There was many monastic settlements that could be found here. Then this changed, and it became its second function that it was very much a defence town. And the reason why it was a defence town was because when the Normans came, there was many walls that was built around the town, and this was in order to defend and to protect the settlement and the people that were living there. Over time, this then changed, and we can say maybe the third function that it used to be was a market town. Okay, it became a market town. And the reason why it became a market town was because of its very flat, low-lying lands, which made it very good for agriculture, particularly for rearing cattle and growing crops. And therefore, they developed into a market town where they were able to, there was many people being able to sell products in the town, and it made a good place for buyers and sellers to meet each other. So it turned into a market town. We could say the fourth function is very much a resource function, and the reason why it turned into a resource function was because they found and located a mine, and the mine is called Tara Mines, and because of all its zinc and lead, this created a huge amount of resources that needed to be extracted, and therefore there was lots of jobs created, and people have moved to Navan to secure a job in Tara Mines, and it definitely turned into a resource function. And we can say maybe today it still does act as a resource function today, but I think it's definitely changed to residential. And the reason why it's changed to a residential function is because of its close proximity to Dublin. Because of its close proximity to Dublin, and because of the development of transport routes, particularly like the M3, which connects Dublin to Navan, it's only about 35 minutes, 40 minutes to drive from Navan to Dublin. So therefore, many people now actually live in Navan and will then commute to work in Dublin. So Navan has turned into very much a residential area, so a place where people actually live and settle down. So you can see how the functions of Navan has changed over time. It was first an ecclesiastical, then it changed to a defence town, then a market town, then a resource function, and now a residential. In your junior certificate examination, you might be asked, can you give explain two reasons why an example of settlement has changed its function over time. And Navan is a very good one to use because, as you can see, it's changed its function quite a few times. But of course you can use other places in Ireland. Maybe you might want to say like Athlone was a defensive town, but it's definitely changed its function from a defence to educational with all the colleges and the schools that are located within Athlone now. Just one thing to note for your juniors here, just to know the different positive effects of Tara Mines. So Tara Mines was the mine that they found 3 kilometres outside of Navan, and it was the reason why it turned Navan into a resource function. So some of the positive effects that you can find because they found Tara Mines with all the zinc and the lead was, the first one you can say is that it employs around 650 people. Okay, so there's about 650 full-time employees that now have jobs in the mines because of Tara Mines. There's been a creation of a lot of spin-off jobs. So spin-off jobs. So spin-off jobs that are created as a result of the employment of people that work in Tara Mines. So because they found Tara Mines, that obviously employs people directly, but then we get a lot of spin-off jobs, such as maybe like because there's more people like coming to work in Navan or live down in Navan, other shops and garages might have opened up because they needed to supply the people that are going to be travelling to Navan with obviously fuel and for lunches and so on. So this might have created lots of different spin-off jobs. And spin-off jobs is really, really important because obviously it brings an additional inflow of money into that area, into the local economy. And the third positive effect of Tara Mines being found in Navan was the abundance of services and facilities of the area greatly improved. Because there's more people in the area, more money will be spent to make services and facilities better. Plus, because there's a lot of jobs, they need to improve the transport links for people trying to get to work, but also for when they're trying to export all the goods such as the lead and the zinc out of Tara Mines. So transport links within Navan become much better. And all around services and facilities improve in the town of Navan. So these are just some of the positive effects that you can find within Tara Mines because of Tara Mines is located in Navan. But the main thing you need to know is an example of a settlement that has changed its function over time. And the one that I've chosen here is Navan because it's changed its function quite a few times over the recent years. So that's it for today's tutorial. It was a really quick one, just looking at how a place in Ireland has changed its function over time. If you enjoyed the video or you liked it, can you please leave me some feedback in the comments below? If you'd like some more videos, please check out our playlists, or you can find them on our website, examvision.ie. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. And you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at examvision for all the latest news. Thanks, guys.